how I became self-employed at 17 through owning my own clothing brand. So I've told the story many times on the podcast. If you haven't seen them, go watch it after this video. It all started in 2019. I was a fat, insecure little kid, kind of a hype beast, who wanted to, be a bit more unique. Sorry if that offended anyone, but that's how I felt at the time. So I took it upon myself one day, scrolling through Wix, which is like a logo making thing. Don't know why I was on it. I thought, I want to make my own clothing brand. So I thought of a couple names. I remember I wrote down like Legacy and Anarchy Clothing, loads of other cliche shit. But came up with Frenzy, and then at the time I made some iron-on t-shirts of Pablo Escobar, and I made face masks before the pandemic because inspo from Japanese streetwear with the bait masks and everything. And for festival season, I put on iron-on bucket hats, which fell apart as soon as you wore them. And also on top of that, I was took the mick out of every single day at school with Frenzy. Oh, how's Frenzy, or blah, 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 or people belittling you. But it was crap. It was utter crap. I would have said that to myself back then if I could. But it was essential to go through the first couple of those steps and realize that it's not up to par. And how you can either quit then, or you can build resilience and you can keep going and feed off of that and use it as energy to prove them wrong, which I did. And I think I've been doing the YouTube thing for so long, like 8-9 years, and I used to have a football channel. And I used to get a couple thousand views of videos. Some even went viral. From a young age then, people seeing that, you'd be tucked the mick out of. So I've always been very determined and didn't really care. And I knew what I wanted, and I most of the time knew how to get there. That was like the whole thing it was like year 10, year 11. Then when COVID hit, I just sold all the face masks because they were in high demand, and I just chilled. 2020, October, I learned how to screen print, and then I got back in. I should really take Frenzy seriously. I want to start making my own clothes. So I learned how to screen print, I learned how to make screens, I learned how to degrease, apply the emulsion, burn the emulsion with my artwork, learn how to screen print, learn how to cure the ink, know the difference between different inks. Is it plastisol ink? Is it opaque ink? Is it water-based ink? Is it puff print? There's so many different variables, and you need to learn. And that's step one of the essential process of learning how to make your own clothing brand. Step two, I wasn't very good either. I started making one color screen prints on Gildan t-shirt. It was like a Mercedes logo with Frenzy on it, and then the other one was like some man's face saying, "Who are you?" or something like that. Another design was like the skeleton, the Frenzy Clan tee. And by no means was it good. It was simplest. It was simple. It was kind of cool at the time. I remember being quite proud, but it wasn't good. The ink would fade out after a couple of washes. I then went to other suppliers, looked at DTG printing, which is like on-demand printing. The quality's terrible. The Senate tees I made, very, very poor again. And, for a wrapped-inspired t-shirt, you really want to have a water-based screen print where it shows the transparencies and stuff. Marino Morewood's perfect at it. He does it better than anybody else. At the time, I was maybe selling 1 or 2 t-shirts, I knew it wasn't where I could be. I just was kind of lost. And then I was like, I'm going to learn how to use Photoshop. So then June the 5th, the brown hoodie comes. I find the supplier. I spent hundreds of pounds, and probably more like £1,500 on sampling, going to different suppliers, seeing exactly what I wanted. And to try get a full face zip with print on the hood and everything was just so hard back then. They've become a lot more popularized since, but it was hard. So yeah, I got this hoodie. I got the brown and green hoodie. I also dropped it alongside another knitwear piece, which was also brown and white, and I didn't think this was going to go anywhere how it did. I made a few TikToks, they banged, thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views accumulated. And I remember I dropped them and I sat there and I seen all these notifications for big cartel, like order, order, order. And I was blown away. And at the time I worked 2 jobs, one in a recycling unit, one at a golf shop. Didn't enjoy it at all. And I made more that day than I would have in a month of working. That alone was just like, wow. And I seen the potential of where I could take it. And I seen the potential of TikTok as well. Being able to utilize the TikTok algorithm to get loads of exposure. And then from that, I dropped more colorways and it just even banged more. It accumulates, it really does. And then I've dropped other t-shirts and everything is just going really well. I also want to take this YouTube just as seriously. I want it to be my full-time job, YouTube and my clothing brand. But that was my story. And that's the foundation I'm sat on. And I done all the gritty work now, and now I have a solid foundation to build off of and have exponential growth from. That's what I've achieved. I'm self-employed. I live a good lifestyle as a 17-year-old, doing something I love, and it doesn't feel like hard work. I don't feel like I work. I feel lazy because I enjoy it so much. It doesn't feel like a task. I just do it because I love to do it. And I feel like that's how you can be most happy in life, is just constantly doing stuff that you love rather than stuck in a 9-to-5 job working with something that you don't enjoy, which is my absolute hell. And I can never ever do that. It hurts me to my core to even comprehend doing that. And another thing, I use everything I hate as energy to never even go near the stuff I hate. The fear of being in a 9-to-5 to me is enough motivation to be self-employed and make it successful, so I don't even have possibility of going there. But it's also a bonus doing something you're passionate and love, which is self-expression and clothing, and anything expresses my creativity, but mostly to do with fashion and clothing, which is something I love. I got asked on Instagram all the time, is, you know, any tips to start out your own clothing brand. I'm going to try break this down into a few simple steps for you guys, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I've got planned for 2022 after that. Step 1, learn how to make the clothes, okay? Just learn how to make the clothes, because then you can really fathom different fabric types, ink types, and what type of clothes you're going to, if you ever want to manufacture. The best way to do that, I think, is to learn how to screen print. It's very cheap, very attainable, and it is hard work, okay? Screen print is just so stressful. It really is, but you have to get that down to really learn how to make clothes. And then if you want to get stuff manufactured for you, you know exactly the ink type and the fabric type and the GSM and everything. So I would say go get a screen, go get emulsion, go get degreaser, go get everything that you need. Go to Gildan, get some white tees, learn how to screen print. So make like 10 t-shirts that you're comfortable with the design. Go on Instagram, make your brand account. Once you make your brand account, try and, you know, make a logo that you're somewhat going to stick with, a certain house style. Make sure the name's catchy and it's not also copied, and also make sure the design that you're using isn't already being used by a clothing brand, because then that's just kind of shit, right? Okay, then just go on Photoshop, learn how to get rid of the background, upload it to Instagram, get all your friends to share it. Once you've made a range of clothes yourself and you've got a few followers and maybe a few sales, I would recommend Big Cartel for the website. Then you might want to look for a supplier. So I would say get around 800 quid to £1,000 for working a normal job or whatever, and then sample in. So come up with a hoodie design, t-shirt design, jean design. Like I always say, there's a perfect balance between something that's generic and something that's different. So that means people that don't really express themselves that much would still wear it, but people who are into fashion will still wear it. So not only are you tapping into the streetwear market and the high-end fashion whatever market, you're also tapping into the more generic market where people may not wear that out there stuff. So you're kind of having a perfect equilibrium. That's what I kind of try to do with some of my pieces, like the hoodies, whereas also I like to really express myself fully on some other more intricate designs and niche designs, high-end designs, like the jeans that I do. But yeah, just find different ways where you can uniquely express yourself different from anything else, and then monetize it. Next step, learn how to use TikTok, Photoshop, and Premiere Pro. Learn the TikTok algorithm, learn how to get mass exposure, because that app is crazy. I would be nowhere without TikTok. Also, Premiere Pro, learn how to make cool visual edits as well. It's very appealing to audiences on Instagram, and there's really good engagement there too. And then obviously Photoshop to make designs and also to be able to make cool graphics to go on social media such as Instagram. Now this stuff is handmade, it's your first product you're going to make, so it's not going to be that good. So most of the time people are going to buy it just out of the reason to support you. It happened to me, it will probably happen to you. But use it as a learning experience. Use it as a step to go on the second step. It's the first bit of the foundation to build up off of. After you do that, then once you're comfortable in making clothes, you know how the process works, and you want to ensure better quality, maybe look for suppliers. I had spent around £800 to £1,200 initially through money I earned through working on different sample pieces. It took me loads of different sample pieces to get the hoodie that made the brand what it is today. But yeah, just don't be afraid to spend, because if it's a passion and you want it to have longevity, you're going to have initial investment to build off of. And then step 4 from that, just learn the TikTok algorithm, market it, YouTube, Instagram, anything. I'd also maybe give some free clothes to influencers if they're willing to repost it, stuff like that. Learn how to get exposure. You need to get eyes on your products, otherwise you can't sell or grow as a brand. And the creative process for me personally is so spontaneous. Like, I could lie to you and say something gives me creativity, but it doesn't. I could be in the shower, I could be playing on a football pitch mid game, and I'll think, oh, that's a good idea. It just comes to me, and I would be lying if I would give you another step about how to think of designs, because it's also conscious for me. I get inspired by certain genres and eras and aesthetics, but I can't articulate why. But now that you've got the Instagram page, you've dropped your first line, you're posting on TikTok, and you've got your first sample pieces in, go on TikTok, make loads of TikToks, use sounds, hashtags, engage the audience, like look at the engagement rates, what's working, what isn't, what's getting you views, what isn't. Like you literally just like repeat your TikToks that do bang and don't repeat the ones that didn't. So for example, I'd make 3 identical TikToks in 3 different colorways, and they'd all get similar amount of views and exposure, which I've done before. Don't settle down for bad quality, or don't half-ass it. Don't take shortcuts. Make sure it's proper, because if people are supporting you at the end of the day, you want the product to be as best as it possibly can be. If they're buying your products with their hard-earned cash, you want to make sure it's the best possible product you can make. I could sit here and lie to you about what else to do, but that's the position I'm in, right? I followed those steps. I'm 17-year-old, self-employed. I live a good lifestyle for my age, and I've built the foundations to catapult me exponentially up in life and grow the brand and carry on doing what I love. But yeah, they're the steps that I would do to be where I am today, and that's what I've done. It might work for you, it might not, but that's my own personal experience. But, if you're consistent and you're passionate and you don't quit, then I think you'll succeed, As long as you're not a dick. There's dicks out there. But yeah, okay, now I've introduced my story and how I've got there, and I've showed you guys how you could follow suit and my steps. Now let's look at the future. What is Frenzy going to do in 2022? Thanks for asking. Right now, I currently have loads of samples on the way. They're taking their time, which is very annoying. I wish everything could just be a lot quicker than it actually is. I've got a leather jacket coming. It's so hard. I've got 2 pairs of jeans. I'm doing more work with Vicky as well. I got 3 t-shirts. I got 1 new hoodie. I've got pendants coming, chain pendants with this logo coming. I've got a pop-up in Shoreditch at the Stargo event. I've got another pop-up in Belfast in the Flaya apparel. Also, I'm getting a warehouse where everybody in my local area, all the creatives, can all come into a hub and just express themselves. So Basingstoke lacks creativity. Suffocating. I want to be surrounded by like-minded people. I can't find that here. So I can move elsewhere, or I can start something new here and inspire others around me, which I plan to do, because, I've lived here ever since I moved to England, and I'm not going to give up on Basingstoke just yet. So yeah, I want to have a cool-ass warehouse. I want a pool table, photo studio. I want to be able to hold my stock. I want a beer on tap. I want a half pipe. I want to make it the coolest area where people local can come and chill, be themselves, express, and be with like-minded creatives, and we'll all bounce off each other. It's frustrating, and whether you're into videography, graphic design, music, I like all aspects of self-expression. And also, to be fair, I do say that, but there is loads of local brands to me that are successful. The biggest one would be Sabai in Winchester, and I've always looked up to Jack, and he screen prints the hoodies himself, and he's absolutely killing it. And that was the main motivation for me to learn how to screen print. Then you have Dom from Bored as Hell. He's so talented. He's personally helped me a lot. He gave me loads of insight into the industry, and he also gave me feedback on my designs. He helped so much. Then you have other ones like Wincy and Arch Company. There's loads, there really is. And it's so cool. But a collective group, for me anyway, is something that I don't have, really. It's all me. And if I just want to have a creative hub, it's going to be so cool. I'm going to get all the new samples in. I'm going to obviously take the photos, put it on the Instagram, do all the editing, make loads of TikToks, get the TikToks exposure, convert that into sales, hype up drop dates. So for 2022, I'd say just drop more stuff, grow and scale. So scale. I want to move out to, I just got a car as well. I want to move up, but yes, I want to scale Frenzy. I want it to be one of the biggest brands in 2022. And I generally believe I can make that. And I also want to grow the YouTube. I want to hit 10K subs. I want to just destroy 2022 and have no regrets and just try my hardest. And you guys will see that with me, which will be really cool. We can grow together. But I hopefully, I'm not waffling. I helped people here if they were interested in this. I got asked to loads of times. Yeah, hopefully it helped. Just follow those rules. Don't be a dick. And also, if you DM me what my suppliers are, which I spent, thousands of pounds in sampling and finding the right ones, that information is probably too valuable to me and my business to give out to you guys. And I'm sure you can understand. So if you ask me that, I'm not going to tell you. Simple as that. But yeah, guys, apart from that, I've got loads more coming. I got a Valentine's Day dropping a new colorway. Wink, wink. That might connotate a certain colorway. What color is it going to be, guys? Go guess. TikTok, Instagram. Go check it out. Link in the bio. I've got loads to come, guys. So stay tuned. And apart from that, I hope this video helped. And don't forget to stay frenzy and peace.